Let's get it, guys. Let's get it. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Losers Lounge.
Boom, 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 boom. Let's go. Pump it up.
Pump it up.
What are we going to do? Cry?
Vibes, yeah.
What are we
Come
gonna
on,
do?
man.
Cry?
Is that all you got? I didn't hear no bell. That's how it goes. Hey, Nuggets fall to the Warriors in 5 games. This final one, game 5, 102-98. Hard-fought game. So many things went wrong for Denver, including our hero, our beloved Nikola Jokic, going down with a hammy injury, coming back. There's no shortage of things for us to talk to. Today's show, obviously the last lounge of the entire season. We go back to the off season here after tonight. But help me break it down. I've got Brennan Vogt with me.
Chins up, fellas. Chins up, ladies. Chins up, however you identify at home. It's all good.
Wow.
Denver Nuggets, they brought it. They'll be back. We know why they weren't there. Jokic is that dude. Chins up.
No shortage of perspectives to be shared tonight. Like, honestly, we're going to go through the whole gamut. Not the gauntlet. We're going to go through the whole gamut of perspectives on this one. I look forward to it. I should say before we go too far, we're presented as always by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. How do you do, Dev?
I don't remember. I did good.
Dev had a night. We'll get to that here in a bit.
Yeah.
Over here, I got D-Line, but you guys know him as Eric.
Guys, I don't know what to do. I'm at peace.
Where are you at?
I'm in war.
Are you? You're at peace? Oh, but you're also at
you know
war.
what? To be honest, like I tweeted something that was like kind of magnanimous and pretty even keel, and somebody was like, "I need to see your burner. I want to know your real feelings." Here's the thing: I'm a dickhead until it's over. Like it's over, and I'm like, okay, well, listen, we fought hard. I will talk as much shit as I have in me, until it's over, and then I'm like, well, it's just basketball.
Yeah, it's just there's the perspective we much needed. And then over here, bring in the energy, bring in the vibes, bring in the smiles. It's Superstar Dev.
Look, listen, we are not fucking down. We're not down. Like, this is a time of reflection. This is a time for us to get ourselves backed up together. Yeah. This is not a time to be down or to be sad about the season. This was a successful season. This was a good season, all in all. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about. Good season is going to be interesting. I was just, when you did that, said, listen, it reminded me of, we should do a show this summer where we're all forced to be somebody else.
What do you mean?
Like, I'll be Dev, Dev will be Eric will be Vogt.
Oh, that's good. I'll be Vogt right now.
Yeah,
I'll be Vogt right now. Where's my smoothie? Just kidding. I mean booze.
Wow, man.
Man,
you got me figured out.
Really figured out.
You read me like a book over there. So much chemistry.
This offseason's going to be incredible.
Let's do that. It's going to be, and this is like, that is like a time to like actually hate each other. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. Let me be Harrison.
You want to be Harrison? He would be the most fun one to be. Guys, Nuggets fault. Should we do a fast breakdown?
Of the whole season?
Actually, did I take notes? Hold on. Yeah, I did. Let's relive it. We got to break this one down. We have the whole season. All right. It was a stormy night in September. The Nuggets reconvened. All right, let's get into this game. I'm going to break it down. There was a lot of interesting stuff. I thought games 3 through 5 were very fun, like very compelling, just from a basketball pure standpoint. Definitely. And I'm going to get in. I have some pretty high level takes on this entire series that I feel pretty good about at this point. But let's get into some of these details. Aaron Gordon, right from the tip, the opening tip, attacking. Like, here's the thing. Games 1 and 2, I think Aaron Gordon got punched. Games 3 or 4, he stood his ground. Game 5, he punched back. This was a punch back first quarter from Aaron Gordon. Drew 3 fouls right away, going right at the rim every single time, and he just was playing like I'm sick of this shit. I'm going at you guys and getting you on your heels. Jokic was taking it to Draymond. One of the things I said was this game was going to be the did he solve him or not game. This is where you tip it. Absolutely 1,000%. Jokic dominated that matchup from game 3 on. Dominated it. Yep. So bad that the Golden State Warriors, who were the number 2 defense in the regular season, went to a box and one for times at this game. They went to a zone with Draymond on the court. They went to a zone in this game. Like, they threw out what made them the number 2 defense, even though they had a guy that matches up with them and said, we just got to do something else. Jokic was fantastic tonight until he got hurt, and then he was still fantastic. Nuggets got so many deflections, and this is one of the things that, if you notice, after game 1, Denver actually has been getting deflections, and this is part of an adjustment that they made. We can talk about that in a little bit. Warriors were making threes, but Denver survived that death lineup, 10-9. You mentioned it. You got to survive. The Warriors started like, hey, we're going to throw a knockout punch. Didn't land.
Nope.
Actually missed.
I was backfired.
Backfired a little bit. Nuggets playing so well, but somehow found themselves down 7. This is the Warriors thing. One, Denver missed some free throws early on. Warriors hit some crazy threes, and it's just one of those ones where you're like, Denver's outplaying them 80-20, but they're down 7 points. That's how it felt, at least to me. There was a technical foul on Aaron Gordon early on. No freaking idea how that was not a technical foul on Draymond Green. Now, Aaron Gordon earned his tech. Yeah, I'm sure he said something. He looked at it. He might have even bounced the ball on him. Draymond Green from the floor grabs him by the leg and wraps him up. And the refs are like, yes, singular technical. I'm sorry.
Oh, my God.
DeMarcus Cousins in Game 3 got a technical for putting his arms up and walking over to Draymond. That's what he got a technical foul for. Draymond Green wrapped him up.
Whoa.
Wrapped him up. And it was like, no, it's a tech on Aaron Gordon for saying something. I cannot. This is honestly like, I don't care. It didn't determine the game.
Adam's hot.
I'm telling you, that one to me was like what the hell is happening?
What is happening?
Marcus Smart and Draymond Green take turns stabbing someone at midcourt. The NBA. What characters? Haha. It was goofy. That goofy lot.
And especially... The thing that's especially frustrating about this is anybody that followed this series, and it has to be in the referee notes, the Gordon-Draymond battle was a big part of the series. Draymond was trying to break his spirit.
Yeah.
So the fact that we had a little tussle between them and only one gets punished, it's like, come on, Dev, you're a dean at a school. There's guys that you know are just going back and forth at each other. If you find both of them,
plenty.
and if you find both of them, or you see both of them doing this, you don't go, well, he started it, he's in trouble. You're like, no, these guys have been at this for a long time.
I know these guys.
I know these guys.
I know who these people are. You guys don't worry, because I know.
Yeah, exactly. So that play really got under my skin. Austin Rivers got hurt in the first quarter, and he exited the game. It was Austin Rivers obviously a key piece of this series. Warriors up 30-25 after the first quarter, which is a pretty low-scoring game given what we've been used to. Facu Forbes up against Pools and Clay. Like, this is where we are with the Nuggets this season. Is there was a moment where Facu and Forbes both were on the court at the same time against the Golden State Warriors. First time that lineup had ever played, by the way. First time all season that lineup stepped on the court. But guess what? Boogie dominated. He's like, this lineup sucks. I'm going to carry us. Boogie was fantastic.
He was A+.
I think this was Boogie's best game as a Nugget. It honestly might be his single best game he played.
This is the biggest leverage game the Nuggets have played with him.
He was A+ good.
A+. Jokic made a pass that might have been one of his 10 best all time, but AG missed the 3. Jeff Green didn't even try to dunk it. I think he got caught a little bit off guard, but I was glad TNT showed the replay because at first I was like, are we just never going to get to see this great pass again? They showed it. It was gorgeous. You got to laugh at Jokic. Elimination game. The margin of error is razor thin. What's he do? Freaking reap the ball around 3 players and throw this no-look freaking dime.
We'll get there, but what about the play, the last minute and a half he threw behind his back?
Yeah, we'll keep going, yeah. Nuggets were playing so hard. It was just incredible how hard Denver competed in this series over the stretch, and it seemed to get higher and higher as the series went on. 7 missed free throws in the first half. Tie game, 48-48. If you watch just that first half, to me, even though Denver left a lot of points on the board, you looked at that and you were like, Denver has them. They have them. Yep. I, honest to God, was at halftime, and I'm like, they figured them out. The Warriors are really good. Like, they can still beat you even because they make tough shots. But I was like, they don't get to do the fun stuff against Denver anymore. Denver's going to make them have to play the ugly game. Nuggets took a 6-point lead behind a Monte Morris 3. Jokic picked up 3 straight fouls. Yeah. He hurt his hamstring at some point early in this game. Apparently, maybe he came into it. I think they showed the first time he reached for it, he makes that tough floater, and then he grabs his hamstring. It was the first time we noticed it. And it was right after that he picked up 3 fouls. I don't know if those things were connected, but whatever. Jokic had to go out. Curry hit a pair of threes to climb back in from 10 down. Jokic was out with 4 minutes to go. Boogie had a huge end of the third, including a putback and a 3-pointer. And the Nuggets, yes, the Nuggets are up 78-70 at the end of the third quarter. Warriors cut into the lead. A pair of rebound fouls from J. Mike and Boogie were absolutely killer. Offensive fouls on rebounds. You can't do that. You can't foul 90 feet from the basket against the Warriors.
Who's playing the grunge Kelly Clarkson cover?
Every time they lose, I swear to God, there's a spirit in this bar.
I blame Kelly.
Bones got hurt. Austin Rivers got hurt. Then Bones got hurt. Then Jokic got hurt. Like, what the hell happened? What the hell happened to the Nuggets, man?
What the hell is it with the
goddamn
Chase
I think
Center?
this was like the basketball gods were like, you guys need a long off season. Next year's going to be a long one.
Really, we all got too excited. We felt some hope. And the basketball gods were like, time out. It's actually supposed to be over.
Bones goes down. It was just ridiculous.
Take a nap. Take a long nap.
So more Boogie just playing great, though. Jokic in, Nuggets up 4, 8:48, gets his 5th foul immediately, goes right back out. It was a bummer. Poole also picked up his 5th, which was an underrated storyline in this game. And then Jokic back in with 6:22, Nuggets down 2. Barton missed a foul line jumper that I felt like was a huge one. He just was wide open for it. It was one of those.
Legs were dead.
You knew that was the moment where it's like you got to convert every good chance because every possession here. He misses that one. Jokic hit some really tough ones. Curry hit some really tough ones. And then ultimately the Warriors just made a couple extra plays down the stretch. Jokic missed a 3 that maybe would have. I think it would have cut it to 1, and it would have given just a little bit of hope. It wasn't to be. The Warriors walk away with this one, but they don't walk away with it. In my opinion, I'm curious. Like, I'm excited to listen to Draymond Green's podcast tomorrow or whenever he does it, because I got to say, man, there's no. In my opinion, I just would find it so hard for the Warriors to walk out of this series and be like, wow, that team, as shorthanded as they were, as down as they were, like really freaking battled in this one. Dev, what's your big takeaway? Let's stay at this game for now before we get to the big picture stuff.
The biggest takeaway for me completely is Nikola Jokic puts up a season where he does the never been done.
MVP season, baby.
MVP season, not once, but twice, where he has to put the team on his back. He has to learn how to be a leader, has to do everything for this team to succeed, and does that. Goes away from the idea that he's only a good passer, but now he's a dominant player on both ends of the court, and he can take his team to victory. And he also goes out and puts up 30 points, 19 rebounds, and 8 assists. If you
12 of 18 shooting.
If you go against that guy, if you say that was not an MVP type of performance, if you have anything negative to say about that player after a game like this, you're telling on yourself.
Yeah, you really are.
You're truly telling on yourself because you're really just showcasing the type of person that you are. This was never a fair chance for him. You really had your mindset on him as a player, you as a person. He had another monster season. He had another monster game, and he did everything that he could to try to win the game for his team in an improbable season, in an improbable game. And he fights. He really does fight. He goes and gets himself one, and he puts it all on the line. He gets hurt in the last game of the season, and that's just because he's willing to just do everything for that team to showcase, I'm here, I'm the best player in the entire league. My biggest takeaway is that is our back-to-back MVP.
Yeah, it really is. And I honestly think, even the haters are going to have, there's going to be the disingenuous haters, but even the true skeptics that were, honestly just wondering about him, I honest to God think they converted. I really do. If you scroll the timeline, there's the haters. There's guys that just are there to play the Skip Bayless role, just even as just regular people. But
yeah, like Skip Bayless.
like Skip Bayless, for example. Eric, what's your big takeaway?
Oh, purgatory is over, folks. We made it through. We got some good laughs. We got some good times out of this incarnation of the Denver Nuggets, who are artificially bad. They are not good. They are not as good as they actually are this year. They're just not. They're we don't have our 2 best players. I hope I never have to utter that phrase ever again.
Right.
It is something that you just see it. I've been shit talking on Twitter pretty vociferously the past several days because I hate the slander that the Denver Nuggets have received because it is so deeply unjust. If you watch a team like the number 1 squad in the NBA, the Phoenix Suns, miss one of their top players, and they are struggling mightily against an 8-seeded 10-seeded
New Orleans Pelicans, yeah. Got you. I got you.
I know. But
just helping. I'm just here to help, man.
Do you want to?
I'm just
what if I open my mouth and
you're doing so good.
And you just keep talking.
All right, go ahead.
It just matters, man. It fucking matters when you're missing 2 of your 3 best players. It fucking
we're going to get to that because I have a big take that I think you're going to
anyway, I never want to have to use the word purgatory again. I think that we're through it. I think the next season is just going to be bright. It's onward and upward. It's Denver Nuggets time. Let's go.
So if I could ask you guys pre-series, you can take 2 Denver Nuggets who look like they are up for it. who don't look overwhelmed, who look ready to play in this series.
Who would you pick?
Which two would you take?
Jokic and AG.
Would you say yes?
I would. AG's an interesting one because I would say no in games one and two. But he responded in some ways that's almost more impressive.
Exactly. I think AG beat the allegations.
I do too.
I know Jokic beat the allegations.
There was no allegations on
you guys,
but
know,
he did beat him.
He did beat him. Just through games 1 and 2.
Yeah,
just back-to-back MVP, that whole shit. I think even now, I think half-hearted haters they feel like they're standing on some flimsy ground.
Yeah. That's your takeaway?
No, I think it's crazy. I'm as confident as ever that the intended core is ready, is built for this.
So here's my thought on this series now that we're through 5 games of it. And part of this is framed by I just talk to people in the organization, try to not just about like sourced information, but also you want to know like, hey, what's your thoughts on this series from a coaching perspective? What do you think? Like, where are the keys to this, that? One of the things I heard repeatedly was Jordan Poole is not as good of a shooter as people think,
right?
And that one of the keys is to force him deep because he's a really bad deep 3 shooter. But like that's the key. He hadn't fully broken out. Nobody had seen this version of the Warriors yet. They had never played together. Like right. they assembled here. I think knowing that was part of the emphasis was let's see what Jordan Poole has. And the fact that he shot, I don't remember 16 of 29 in the first 2 games. Like he just made everything, including a bunch of deep threes. I look at that and I go, was Denver prepared for this? No, their defense wasn't locked in. Jordan Poole had all those points, this or that. But part of me thinks Denver was at a slight disadvantage from a perspective in one way. They just didn't have a true scout on this team. And the game plan they thought they had, Jordan Poole's the weak link, turned out to be like, actually, that guy's really good, and he's making the leap in real time, and he burned him. After that, Denver adjusted. And if you look at games 3, 4, and 5, 2 very even teams. Very even teams. Warriors 1-1, Denver 1-1, and then tonight comes all the way down to the wire. Denver loses 2.5 players. Had 2 players and has their best player on one leg and 4. Barely freaking lose. So I look at this and I go, when we evaluate the big picture of this series and what it meant, to me it was Denver fell behind the 8 ball early, kind of shot themselves in the foot maybe by a bad game plan and slow to adjust, but also in hindsight, I think it makes sense why they thought that what they did. But so that happened, but then you look at it and you go, actually, I don't think Denver is that far behind Golden State.
No.
And the question after game 2 was, can Murray alone really fix this? Or Murray and MPJ, could he? And I think you go back now with the benefit of the hindsight of this or that, and you go, you know what? Hell yeah, he could. Because the final 3 games to me are more telling of where Denver is in relation to Golden State than the first 2 games.
Strong agree. And that's a big source of I think they're closer than it feels right now. This is an important summer coming up, but it's not Utah trying to figure out which one of their stars they ship out.
We thought, are we more down bad than the Jazz? It's like, absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not.
First of all, I think the Warriors are one of the 3 best teams out west. And second of all, I think
one of the 2 best teams.
Oh, I already bet them to come out.
Sure. So, I think we're, all on the same page. Denver showed me something in this series. I know it's silly to say walking away 5 games. They showed me something. I'm more excited for next season than I was at the start of this series by a lot.
Yeah. And the other big takeaway here, you kind of referenced it earlier, but Aaron Gordon, we just want the playoffs show you who are the guys that you can count on. And look, when I say, by the way, that Denver's closer, it's not to say that Denver doesn't have important decisions to make this summer.
Of course.
This is a very big summer for Denver. And I know a lot of people really hate Barton and this or that. Honestly, Denver has to, in my opinion, he is a piece that probably needs to move on. And they need to improve. And not just to move on from him, but they have to replace him with the right piece that can help him in certain very specific ways. But I don't think this is there was a point after game 2 where you're like, is Aaron Gordon the guy? Even if you move him back down the peg a little bit. I think Aaron Gordon answered that question to me where I'm like, you know what? He did a very good job being the second best guy in a series that has a lot of good. He was still the 7th best player in this series, but way down the line. But he did a very good job of responding. And now I feel good about next year when he only has to be the 3rd, 4th, or 5th best nugget on the team. He's going to do the dirty work. He did a lot of dirty work tonight. And I think that dirty work is going to be so much more meaningful when there's other people to do the pretty work.
Oh. Yeah, I think that that is what a lot of people are not thinking about, just because he was kind of pushed into that limelight, pushed into a situation where he has to now be the second best player. Aaron Gordon was never brought in to be the second best player. He was brought in to be the 4th best player, where he can fit in and still bring those, other intangibles, but also be the best defender
Yup.
where that's the focus. He had to shift on the fly in the middle of a season that really did matter to not only him, but the team and like the success of the team as well. You have to ask him someone who's really like their main goal is to be defensive to now become an all-around basketball player. Like, that's just very hard to change your job on the fly where you have to just shift everything. And he stepped up to the calling where he now is becoming a more complete basketball player.
Right.
You go to ask, like, hey, is this player getting better? It's not even close. He's a way better player than where he was when he was with Orlando, where he had to, just kind of be a guy. Right now, he's not a guy. He is the guy, so he's now getting the ball. Now he's putting himself in a situation where he has to score. If he's not scoring, then he's getting criticized for that. Now he's not getting to, use that same energy on defense. And in the long run, this is going to work out better for him where he's going to be a complete player where think about Aaron Gordon as the 4th and 5th best option for a team. He's going to destroy people. He's now going to be able to focus on defense, and also now he knows, like, mentally, I can go score on you whenever I want to as well because I've been that before. But
I feel like he grew as a player though in this. This was the thing is
absolutely.
Like you have to take something from your losses. You have to learn from something. Like, this was not a wasted, we call it a season of purgatory, but it wasn't without its lessons. And I think Aaron Gordon had a big one. He went up against arguably the best shit talker in the league.
Agree.
He went up against the guy that, like, really wanted to test him and say, you are not that guy, pal. Like, I'm that guy, you're not that guy. And Aaron Gordon was willing to step up to that challenge. He didn't necessarily win the challenge, but he stepped up. And he did a good enough job that you're like, you know what, he can do it. And I honestly think that that's a thing that is going to serve him. Like, when you talk about him being in Orlando, he just never had this.
Strongest possible agreement.
He just never got tested. And like him being tested, guys, when they're tested, go, and this is in life, you go one of two ways. You rise to it, you learn from it, you get better from it, or you wilt away from it and run from it. And he, for a moment there, I worried, but he didn't. He freaking responded.
And that test wasn't to see Denver first ever playoff series Bryn Forbes Spurs.
Right.
This was Draymond Green up 3-0 talking shit, feeling himself.
Trying to break him.
This is as much as you will feel the pressure cooker in the first round as you can possibly encounter.
I agree.
These lessons are big for AG. 2 playoff series in Orlando, relatively unserious series. No one picked them in. Bad series against Phoenix. Horrendous games 1 and 2. This is meaningful. We feel that much more confident in AG. I promise you AG does. He's going to look himself in the mirror and go, you can do this. You're built for this.
I also hope it drives him this summer. Like, he does have some things in his game. Like, putting his head down and just trying to get to the rim is who he is. And I hope he realizes it.
Me too.
But the thing is, sometimes feeling the pain, like he was in the spotlight in the series in a way that I don't think he ever had been. And I hope that this summer we don't see all of the Lifetime Fitness one dribble right 3-pointers that we always see. It's like, bro, just cut that out, man. Nuggets don't need that.
Let's work on your Euro step.
Get Euro step, or just like let's work on your freaking. Try to dunk it on everyone.
Yeah.
Play like John Morant plays.
Yeah, just like show us a highlight tape of dunks.
Yeah, like going at guys.
And look, the stuff he couldn't do and didn't do in the second half, I think he did enough tonight. That first half effort and then the effort on the glass in the second half.
Dude.
Now, he made some mistakes. He had that bad turnover at the end, and he couldn't hit those shots. But he did the glue stuff. And when this team is healthy, that should be Jamal or Michael or Jokic taking those shots.
Dude, this is the thing. Like, this season, I feel like we're going to look back at this season as just the bridge between where we were and where we need to be. And watching all of these players, like Michael Porter Jr. last year was complaining that the offense was too reliant on Jokic and Jamal Murray alone. So this season, it is everybody else finds themselves in the spotlight from time to time. Like, we watched a lot of players get meaningful time in meaningful moments that they will grow from, AG especially. And I feel like now when we have like our big guns come back, it's just like Jokic became a demigod, or an actual god, or God.
Yeah.
And he won't have to be God every year. He can like be.
You know the thing though, Eric? I kind of think he's going to be. This is the thing is we all expect him to take a step back.
I don't.
I don't. You now just have easier buckets. Like, Jamal gets to now come back and have freaking Shaquille O'Neal on his team, just badgering guys, and then you spiral off of that. Yoke's a willing passer, but I don't want him to be like, all right, I'm going to be more of a passer now. It's like, no, bludgeon them until they send 3 guys at you and then be the passer. And I honestly think he will.
Also,
it's telling to me the other night when he passed to Barton and Barton hit the game winner that he's like, I wanted to shoot it. Like, think about that. I don't think he says that 3 years ago.
That's a good point.
I think he's like, I wanted to pass it. He's like, no, I wanted to shoot.
He doesn't say that 1 year ago.
Yeah.
Like, he completely has changed, and then that mindset has changed because now your second MVP season, you say, hey, I am that guy.
Right.
Like, I really do think that, like, there was, like,
now.
the conversation of, is he the best passing big man?
Right.
Now we don't talk about that
Is he in the top
anymore.
5 of passing
You just
big
say
men in the
he's
league?
a really good passing big man, but he's also one of the most dominant players and forces in the NBA.
Most efficient.
And now he understands I can do whatever the hell it is that I want. And also now, not only is he doing that against everybody, he did that against a player that he respects who's a all-timer type of defender. Now, like, really, what is the hurdle for him? He's destroyed, Rudy Gobert, who's like the best.
He was the defensive player of the year. He murdered him.
He destroyed him. I get that mentally.
Brother,
Now I'm going against one of the all-time defenders, and I played him really well, and now he won that series. Who is there left for him mentally? He's like, hey, this is who I am now, and now I'm going to shift to being a really good passer to now being a big man who destroys when I want to that can also pass the ball. This was a learning year for a lot of players, but also this was the year that Jokic is like, hey, you know what? I'm him. I'm the one. I'm that guy.
And my hope, Dev, is that he's learned he can do this for 82 games, 2 seasons really, and a couple of playoff series. So when they're healthy, this still carries over because it's not necessarily just does he shoot 30 times because you don't need him to, but when the offense has stalled, when the other team's on a run, when it's a playoff series and that defense smartens up, tightens up, toughens up. If all you have is Jokic, if that's all you have, you're walking away from this year, following up his MVP campaign, even more confident that he's got that matchup. And it could be Draymond, it could be AD, it could be Joel Embiid. And hopefully he doesn't have to do it for a full season, but if he has to do it for a quarter or a possession or a big moment, I'm sorry, but I'm walking away from this season feeling like their best player is even better. If and ever they get healthy, I feel great. I really do.
All right, let's hit our break. I'm going to get in trouble. Brandon's going to personally call me during the show.
Listen,
hit an ad break.
One thing I do every single day, and I mean literally every single day, is I wake up, I shave my balls. Not a Manscaped read, though. After I shave my balls, I go to the kitchen, and I get my Athletic Greens out of the fridge. I take 1 scoop. That's all I need. I combine it with 12 ounces of cold water. It tastes delicious. And guess what, Eric?
What do?
I got my Athletic Greens in me.
Oh, I love that about you.
I love it. You guys know how I need to get my fruit. I'm not much of a fruit piece-by-piece eater.
Oh, dude, who's got time to eat fruit piece by piece?
You dump it in a NutriBullet, you chop it up.
Bananas are uncomfortable.
I feel the same way about my veggies, Dev. I feel the same way about my veggies. I'm not going to eat a whole salad.
Dude, who's got the time?
Who's got the time or the resolve? But I am going to pour it into my water, mix it up, drink it good. It tastes good. Athletic Greens is great. And not only is it great, you can go to athleticgreens.com/nuggets, athleticgreens.com/nuggets to take ownership over your health. Pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. You're going to feel the benefits. You're going to feel healthier. You're going to feel probiotic benefits. Your nails will look shinier.
Dude, my nails are shiny as shit.
Your runs will go better. I know Eric is constantly running.
Who knows?
Your runs go better?
And then once you get your Athletic Greens, you just go ahead and get your significantly less Athletic Greens from Lightshade, Colorado's premier dispensary, which has just 11 locations, so many locations that you can go to, and all of those locations contain brands and products from Escape Artists, the highest awarded topical brand in Colorado, which prioritizes quality and consistency with ratios available in 1-to-1, 20-to-1, 800-to-800 creams. These people are crazy. Colorado's premier dispensary, Lightshade, has 11
so dramatic.
I'd never done a read about smoke and legal pot over like choir music before, but
it's like depressingly epic.
Yeah, it really is epic, man.
Just picture this music in your head when you kick the front door in.
DNVR!
And they go, can we help you? And you go, DNVR! And you get 25% off your Escape Artist at Lightshade,
total order.
Colorado's premier dispensary.
Yeah. Dude, Great read.
That was so good,
dude.
Man.
So
that
epic,
was,
dude.
That was so epic. It was mostly the music,
You're getting
but it was
better
also
and
the
better.
read.
Was there even music on? I just felt like
Did you
that
not-
played
you-
internally.
The
felt
music
in your
was like
soul.
rising, like you were rising to that occasion.
Holy smokes.
Just take a drink. Just inside.
Someone
You're
says,
right.
"You guys realize we can't hear the music in the bar, right?"
We don't care, dude.
We don't care, man.
We're
We
here for us.
We are here for us, indeed. Back here, segment 2, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Do you guys want to keep waxing?
DNVR, by us, for us.
I mean, I'm serious about.
That's FUBU.
I almost don't want to move on from Jokic just yet. I mean, 30, 19, 8 and 8, 12 of 18, like. And honestly, like I said, just the level of dominance that he has achieved here. This is the best Jokic we've ever had.
And he's the king of the game.
And he's DraftKings
Sportsbook
king of the game. Just the level.
Oh, I think we're going to give it to.
I really want to contrast this because here's a prediction for us, an early prediction. I don't know that Jokic is going to average more points next year. I don't know if he is. I think that the conversation will evolve next year, though, into people starting to ask, where is Jokic among the league's best scorers? And they should be asking it right now. I think he was 10th. But like people look at like a Tatum or a Donovan Mitchell or a Damian Lillard, and they're like, "Oh, these guys are just pure scorers." I honestly think that there's a chance next year the conversation rightfully, 2 years late, but rightfully gets to, where's Jokic the best scorer?
I think you're pushing it with Tatum, but otherwise,
because here's the thing: Kevin Durant is widely considered the best scorer. Like you just can't stop that guy. He got
Boy,
stopped.
you could stop him in the playoffs.
He got stopped. He got stopped. In this series, you've got this defense. If you watch the list, there was a play in there where I showed they not only sent an early double team, they had a guy standing behind the double team as a third, like almost like as a sub. Like when you're done with that double team, then I'll check in for the next one. Like this is how much this team overloaded him. He still led the playoffs in scoring, and was the top 20. Was better than everybody else in the 25 in efficiency. Like. I honestly think that Jokic right now, if you look at it and just said if he had to be the top scorer in the NBA, could he? And it's like, he would. He absolutely would. If you just told him, like, there's nothing to play for this year other than the scoring title, and everybody wants you to get it, he'd be like, all right, if everybody wants me to. if I have to.
Yeah, I think he would go get it. And also, I think now Jokic is getting to the conversation you just talked about. Is he going to put up the same amount of points next year? I don't think so. But also, he's now pegged into being a top 2, center every single time, where you could like look at the end of the year and you could be like, I don't think that LeBron had a great year, but he makes first team, second team, all NBA every single time. I think Jokic is now in that conversation of, hey, we're going to just throw him in because we know that he's a constant. He is a concrete decision that everybody's going to agree he's having an incredible year. Yeah. He's leading his team to where they need to be every single year, and I feel like they're going to, win multiple, like a lot of games every single time. Right. When you look at this season and you think of this was supposed to be a bad season and they're in the playoffs, they have the best player in the NBA. There's nothing but positivity on the other side. Like when you just look at our future, everybody smirks. It's like when Jokic throws a behind-the-back pass. Like, everybody is just very, very happy for you. So, like, that's just the type of player that he's becoming. But also, as far as the scoring, yes, he's doing it in every single way, and that's while being double-teamed every single time. You're now going to add in one of the best shooters, in the NBA. You're going to add in a really dominant point guard that can score in every single way and also brings a lot of attention off of the best player in the NBA. There's nothing but positivity, and then hopefully there's going to be a addition of a defensive player who now can take off that attention as well. So Denver can just look at right now and say, hey,
so bright.
The future is so fucking bright.
It's so bright, man, and it was just, it was taken from us, but we're gonna be made stronger from this year. I promise you that. Like every Nuggets fan that's stuck with this, and it's been constant elevation year after year after year, and this is the first season where we have a true setback, and it's not for anything that they did. Like they just, sometimes you just get gobsmacked. Like sometimes the universe just punishes you because I called them the Smuggets. That's just what happens.
I do actually. I do blame you.
I do too. Listen.
Let's see. Zach Lowe thinks the Nuggets will win the title. Eric Weedham declares Smuggets on TV. My life has been pain ever since.
Yeah, that's true. Listen, guys. It's gonna be good again. It's gonna be good. This wasn't even bad. This season was really entertaining.
That's the thing, man. there's a weird version of this team that folds and misses the playoffs where we talk about them less. We talk about them less.
Oh, like it's less bad.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree.
You know who was awesome in this series? Klay Thompson. What did the Warriors look like without Klay Thompson?
Yeah, it's true.
Not very good, did they?
Right.
I mean, I'm not trying to go full. It's not perfect. Tim Connolly did not have a perfect offseason, and there are decisions to make in this upcoming summer. The thing about this group is they fought so hard, they put themselves in a position to do something that realistically they were never in a position to do. And they're going to be held accountable for not doing that thing. It was tough. It was hard to watch, but I appreciate this group. And if they look good next year, I'm going to circle back. I'm going to point out the way they never let go of the rope.
Well, one guy we need to talk about, because we don't have to break this game down in full, but one guy that we need to talk about is DeMarcus Cousins, who I think it was 3 games ago that I declared him. It was game 2, right after that, where I was just like, I don't know if you could even bring him back this or that. Like, and honestly, here's the thing: DeMarcus has gotten into it with a couple guys. He's just gotten into it.
Yep.
Now the team has handled that, so it hasn't fractured the team. Although in game 2 was the closest I had to be. It was the most worried I've ever been about the Nuggets losing, control of a season or whatever. But they didn't. They bounced back.
Nope.
He was massive in these last couple games.
Massive.
And tonight, none more than tonight, where he had 19 points. He was the second leading scorer for the Nuggets tonight on just 12 shots, 8 of 12. He was massive for us. He's so skilled. He's so talented. And he's another guy that I think he's one of the many guys that you're going to have an interesting decision on. He might have played himself out of Denver. Like, honestly, he played 15 minutes tonight. That's the most you can envision him playing in a playoff game.
True.
And maybe he's too good for that if he's fully healthy. Maybe health is more important than a great player for Denver next season, because you're talking about 82 games instead of 20 or whatever it is he played. But you look at what he did over these last few games. At his best, he carries an enormous amount of risk, in my opinion, relative to most players. But he really is skilled as hell. Like, him and Jokic really are probably the two most all-around skilled centers.
Don't you guys, at one point in the season, before Cousins came here, didn't you kind of miss Mason Plumlee? A little bit. Just a little bit.
Adam went
something.
back as far as Hartenstein that he told us about all the time.
Here's the point I'm trying to make. DeMarcus Cousins was so good. How many backup centers?
Oh, his ceiling is like nothing like Plumlee.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
how many backup fives? If the Nuggets hit their free throws tonight, if Rivers and Jokic stay healthy, I know no one wants to hear it right now. They probably win this game, and if they do, it's because Boogie Cousins was a plus off the bench, and so I recognize all of your concerns and hesitations. I share them even, but tonight's one of those. It's almost like a reminder game off the bench. That, oh man, that's a real asset to have DeMarcus Cousins, a player who can hit those shots.
We have to bring Boogie back.
The other thing is, if you're a 1 seed and you're like halfway through the season and you're a 1 seed, you want to be in a position where you can afford to have Jokic take a night off, or just have a week where it's like he's kind of banged up. We got 4 games this week. He's playing 26 minutes a night this week. And if you have DeMarcus, like, that's where he shines. Like, hey, DeMarcus, this week you're playing 30. Be ready for it. And he's like, sweet, I get to be a de facto starter now. So I don't know. It's interesting. We'll see which way they go on it. I think that the correct answer to whether or not Boogie should come back, should again Denver be able to sign him. Like, he played so well that some team has to be looking out there being like, what if we had him for a year? Like, what if he held together?
Yeah, and that's another thing. Is good for him. Like, truly good for him. This was a player that probably this was his last chance.
Yeah.
This was his last opportunity to try to turn ahead. And he, went on Michael Malone, a guy that he is, earned the trust of, and also is willing to take that chance, and he earned the best of it. We've seen the good Boogie Cousins. We've seen the bad Boogie Cousins. We've seen himself work himself back into playing shape. And the difference between what we've seen in DeMarcus Cousins as of late is he was not a guy that was just only on the perimeter and trying to just take jump shots. He started to showcase his size, showcase how skilled he was with that size, and also became a team player. This was not even close. This was his best game as a Nugget. This was a showcase game where the world got to see that Boogie Cousins still has a lot left in his tank. If you give him more minutes, he's going to be able to do that. But even if you don't, he can impact a game. This is a game that Jokic was in foul trouble, and they got to go to their backup, center, And you was like, okay, this is not horrible. This is not going to go bad because he's going to be able to keep them in the game. He gave them an opportunity to win this game.
Yeah.
When Jokic checked back in, they were up by 3 points. Jokic picks up another quick foul, and Boogie still like made sure that things stayed afloat. Things were still calm. And that's what you need in a backup, player, not even just a center, but backup player. And it's now backing up the best player in the league, the back-to-back MVP. So do I think that they're going to be able to sign him? I don't, because I think that he's played himself out of that opportunity, but that's a good thing for him. And he also changed who he was as a player. This is a player that was arguing with people. This is a player that was
he still is.
That was 2 games.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm this is the thing I'm not going to do is pretend that he had this hero's journey.
But also,
it's just what you get with it.
You have to take the good with the bad when it comes with Boogie.
You're right. The highs are really high.
That's
a low that really high.
And you have to take that. You just have to. This is who he is as a basketball player.
He was only on the team for half the season. That's the thing. And think about how many little Boogie moment lows there were. But the highs really are so high.
And dude, I feel like tonight was a testament to Michael Malone. With as far as Boogie Cousins is concerned, Boogie Cousins could have easily, after he was involved in a fracas with Will Barton, and they were yelling at each other, and it was like Boogie stuff that you've seen time and time again of him being a cancer and eroding the team, and everybody starts fighting. George Karl calls him, like a disruptive force in the locker room and a negative force, and somehow, the Nuggets really seemed after the second game like they were just going to completely unravel. They were going to be everything that the detractors said that they were going to just be, there's going to be infighting and confusion. And Michael Malone kept the locker room together. Whatever he does, I don't know exactly how it goes. I just know, what I've seen in the past when teams fall into, when they're starting to argue and they start to fall apart, I've seen teams just completely fall apart. I don't know what Michael Malone does. I don't know if it's just that he's a calming force. If he talks to guys, he makes people feel included. I don't know how he does it exactly, but he's never lost the locker room at all. And there's been a lot of players that could have absolutely caused those locker rooms to fracture. And say what you will about his in-game adjustments. We're all frustrated by those a lot. You can point to a lot of things about him not making adjustments fast enough, like we were talking about. I don't know that he had his team ready to play the Warriors in the first 2 games. They didn't have a good strategy coming out, but they found themselves, which to me is, I don't know. We just keep seeing this over and over. And tonight, they just did not have the horses. It just was never going to happen for the Nuggets. We could have gotten another game. There's no way they were going to win this series. But I just, I feel like this is going to be lost. I'm just hoping that the discourse around town and nationally is just takes into consideration all of the facts as it pertains to this team.
Look, but here's the thing about the discourse. You have to just be above it, because there are guys.
Well, we're above it, but so many people don't pay attention and they only hear the discourse. And it's
look, we know that there is going to be we know the players in town that are going to just use it because but again, it's not earnest. Even they know it. They're just playing the part of it's easy to make.
I don't even think that's true.
I do. I know it is.
I really think something was salvaged. I really think something was salvaged, though. I don't think people are gonna. They're not going to throw them a parade for going down in 5 games in the first round or anything. But I really do, both locally and nationally, the way people talked about this series and Jokic and this team the last 3 games, I think it changed a lot.
Well, I can't wait to see all of Draymond, but I have one right here. I'm spoiling Wins Thunder here, but Draymond Green on Jokic. He says, I just told him, thank you for making me better. It's absolutely incredible to play against a guy like that. Usually when you have a guy that's that talented and that skilled, they're a little soft. He's far, far from soft.
Draymond said that about Jokic?
Yes. I'm telling you, man.
What more validation can we look for? It's
we're going to get more and more of that, and I really can't wait to kind of hear about it, to be honest, because he is. I know everybody hates him because he does do some goonish stuff, but he is, to me, I love basketball intelligence more than anything, and he's first team all basketball IQ. He's just so interesting. All right, let's get on to some more big picture stuff real quickly here. We're gonna. And I hope that you guys tuning in stay with us for the offseason. We do some of our best work in the offseason, to be honest with you. We might have, I don't want to spoil it, we might have a very, I would say next week we might have a composed show next week.
Ooh.
I think that we might really
You're saying that the 4 of us
would be very composed.
Would stay very composed.
I think there's a chance that we'll have a show next week that has a lot of composure. More composure than usual. So we just.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The offseason, we're going to have some great guests on. We're obviously there's no shortage of things to get into. The Nuggets have a draft pick. There's going to be free agency. There's going to be all this stuff. But even in this week and into next week, just analyzing the season. So we're going to get into the weeds on this. But I first want to just ask, Eric, give this season a grade.
Okay, so this season must be graded on a curve because the Nuggets were behind the 8 ball. They were never going to achieve the heights that we wanted them to coming off of last season and the promise that came out of it. So all things considered, they hit their win total. They made the playoffs. They did not embarrass themselves. I'm going to give them a B+ this season.
No, B+. All right. But it's not about giving them. It's about giving the season.
Oh,
giving it.
I give the season a B+.
It did change a lot.
Deb, where do you go?
I love it.
You could be like, you know what? I give the Nuggets an A, but the season was kind of a D.
Yeah, all right, whatever.
I think I'm going to give this season a C+.
Grade in the chat. Grade in the chat, too. Sorry.
Yep. I think it's a C+. The only reason I say that is because, first off, there was some highs. I really do think that a lot of the players actually grew this season. I think that this was a season about a lot of learning and personal growth for pretty much every single player. I don't think that any player got worse that actually was a part of the rotation. I think that the coaching staff got to learn a lot. I feel like, back-to-back MVPs was actually, incredible for people to realize, the type of season that they actually did have and the type of season that he has and the type of player he is. But also there was still the health concerns. There was still, people going down throughout the year that kind of forced things to change around. Even PJ Dozier going around. I feel like this was a PJ Dozier type of game where he would have been very impactful in the series. And that is not going to be thought about because all the focus is going to be on a Jamal Murray, a Michael Porter Jr. and things like that. But there was a lot of different changes throughout the year. I feel like, just looking at it from the outside, they lose that first round series. But if they have all of their players, they could win that series. I really do think that was a series that they would have been able to probably be favored in if they were at full strength. They played against a team at full strength. I just really think that goes a long way. So yes, I'm going to give it a C+ just because I think there was some positivity, but you can't be proud or happy about that because we know that there are happy days ahead of them.
Right.
So that's what you got to look forward to.
You can't be proud of positivity.
I can't wait for a win tonight. We got some good quotes.
I know there's some good ones. I know.
I'm giving it a B. I'm going to give it a B.
The chat resoundingly gives it a B.
B-, B+, it seems, is the chat, so we'll go B. I think that's fair. The effort was there. I think people will forget the first third of the season how good the others looked.
Yeah.
And
I kind of forget right now.
The way they were hanging on by their fingertips by the final third of the season, I just really do think is a symptom of playing all those games in extended roles more so than it maybe seems. And I think guys never quit. And it is a low bar. And we want to see the Nuggets in the finals. We want to see the Nuggets win a championship. Bro. If they get there one day, though, I just think there's a version of this year that's such a disaster. Yeah. I mean, C-, D, F was on the table. And Jokic first and foremost, who gets an A+. But even the other guys who are going to get ragged on tonight, who I think battled all year just to never roll over. 48 wins. I think, I know it was 5. I think a competitive first-round series against Golden State. I appreciate it. I appreciate this group. I'll give them a B for their effort. Execution wasn't there, but they never quit.
I give the season a C, but I think it's just about what you're asking. I give it a C because the season included Michael Porter getting hurt, PJ Dozier maybe ending his career.
Oh, you're including all vibes, dude. All vibes. That's like a D.
That's why I think we're just what you guys are saying is
I get what you're saying.
How are you responding to to the hand Denver was dealt? And if you say that, then yeah, I would give it a B+. Honestly, it's just
that's what I gave it.
Well, what I'm saying is, it's how you interpret the question. This is why it's weird. But the season was a C.
None of us understood.
Purgatory means a C.
I get what.
But if you're saying how they responded to it, they did a very good job.
Come on,
responding to it.
How are you going to grade fate?
I'm just saying that's the fate. That's what it was.
You're like, man, you know what I didn't like about the Nuggets? That things happened outside of their control. That was bullshit.
I was very worried. I'll tell you what.
suck.
I had already started working on a script for the post game. This thing about how the Nuggets just don't know what they have, and not knowing is just as bad as knowing it being bad. Because if you have to go into a whole year just to find out who you are. I will say this: I'm a lot more confident that I know who the Nuggets are now than I was a week ago, and that's the most important thing. Is I look at it and I'm like, you know what, this team is actually closer to your thought. And then if you step back from it and you start to look at the positives. Bones Highland got an opportunity to really shine, and whether he stays out as a player, which I think and is what I hope happens, or whether he is traded or whatever, that's great. Monte stepped up and improved. Like Monte was a starter on a playoff team this whole season. He did a very good job. There just were a lot of positives that came out of this season that I think will serve Denver down the line.
Definitely.
And also, I think we have a little bit more clarity about who's not the guys. And I think that was important as well.
Yes, there's so much to take from the season. There is so much to take. And it's like you just look, and what we learned here is that as comprised right now, the Nuggets are good enough to play against the Golden State Warriors. Like the Nuggets did not figure out the Warriors. The Nuggets figured out how to play with the Warriors. Like they figured out how to make it a real series. Like
be competitive.
Yeah, like the first two games they were just like running around like idiots. They're fighting. They were like confused. They figured out the right strategy to match up toe to toe against the Warriors, and they were good enough. Like they looked good enough, and that travels. That will travel. I mean, there's going to be I don't know. Maybe Bryn Forbes will be back. No, he will not. There's other guys that there's a lot of people on the squad that are like, we're going to get different players around the edges, but we're going to add Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. and it's going to be impactful.
Right.
That represents 40 points a night, 50 points a night. That feels important.
Yeah. I also just feel like I know what this team needs to do to get to the final stage. And I was worried that we wouldn't know that. But I feel like, you know what?
Dude, they dug
Michael Porter,
deep,
Jamal
man.
Murray, Jokic, Aaron Gordon, that's the four.
That
Where
four's
do you
good enough.
go around
four
that?
is-
And now you know the pieces you need around it. And I think Tim Conley's job is more
And the
clear
squad,
now.
They were gritty.
Whether he
man.
can pull it off, I think it's more clear
Gritty.
about what it is they need.
Do
Let's
you
get a
know
break.
what,
We need to keep it moving.
Just gonna go to my grave believing this group
Yeah.
fights for it if they're healthy.
Do you want to go tonight later?
But we never saw
me
it.
and you?
Yeah,
We
when
never
do you
saw
want to
it.
go to your grave? Are you trying to go to your grave soon, or like
No,
we're
I'm
gonna let it
just
play
saying,
out?
Like I am not that eager to go to my grave
Me either. I'm
because
kind
of
of
all of
There
the
will
work.
be a lot of conversations about how to improve this roster, and they're the right conversations to have.
But I'm just saying,
I'm walking away from the season feeling like, man, if that group was healthy-
I've done so much work with Athletic Greens over the past month. Like it would be a shame to go to my grave now, having just realized the benefits.
On the other side, Superchats. Harrison Wynn live from the Chase Center or Chase Center. Is it the Chase Center or Chase Center?
Who gives a shit?
And nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, fuck that place. That's all.
Let's
I know.
call it the
Breckenridge
Human Fecal
Brewery
Matter
is the
Zone.
official beer of DNVR. Guess what? We got beers on tap and their alcoholic seltzers that are sold in this here bar, the DNVR Bar,
I'm going to drink some of those
on
shortly.
York and Colfax. If you're not sure where to pick up Breckenridge Brewery, like that Mile High City Copper Lager, their Denver Nuggets themed beer, check out the Breck Beer Locator. Just Google those 3 words. Click on the first link that pops up. Tell it where you live. Tell it what you're looking for. It'll tell you where to go. How sweet is that? Breckenridge Brewery, the official beer of DNVR. And really just our dear, dear friends. So check them out.
Oh,
Whether
we're going to have
it's
Thanksgiving
beer,
with them.
farmhouse food, whether you're there, ordering for pickup, rocking out at the compound, or just coming to the bar. Breckenridge Brewery.
Also,
Big
quickly,
friends of ours.
the Nugget season's over. Avalanche season's still going. Those are the favorites to win the cup.
Man, and also they're like Kryptonite is out.
and their Kryptonite's out, but we have a shirt coming out.
Suck it, Vegas.
With
even I hate the
Breckenridge
Knights,
Brewery.
man.
Breckenridge Brewery times DNVR. There's a cool shirt coming out. Pay attention.
The NBA playoffs mean next level basketball. Get in on first round action or second round action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, NBA even, National Basketball Association, because we're talking about basketball. This week, new customers can bet $5 on any team to win and get $150 in free bets instantly. You win no matter what. All DraftKings Sportsbook customers can also bet during the first round with same-game parlays. Combine multiple bets in the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. Plus, place a same-game parlay each day with 3 or more legs. Get up to $25 back if one leg does not hit. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use promo code DNVR. Bet $5 on any NBA team to win their game during the first round of the playoffs and get $150 in free bets if they win. That's promo code DNVR. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Must be 21 or older. Colorado only. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportbooks for details. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-522-4700.
Okay.
Alrighty, there we go. Super chats. Let's get to this. And by the way, guys,
smokes.
up next, us booking our trip to Serbia. A lot of people have asked me because some people want to go with us. Like they want to go. We may put together a thing that, like, if people
just show an itinerary.
Yeah, we'll just show like, hey, we're gonna be in Belgrade this night at this bar. We're gonna be at Sombor this night. We're gonna be at Novi Sad this night. So,
dude,
we'll probably share something of that. So if people are wanting to take a summer vacation to Serbia with us,
we're going for what, 10 days?
It's gonna be like 9 days.
Are we gonna drink for 9 straight days?
I have a feeling it's not up to us. Whether
are we gonna drink for 9 straight days, both in the afternoon and the evening?
Our Serbian friends, I think, are kind of going to insist. So anyway, these super chats now and even going forward, we might even do some like fundraisery type thing. We might make a shirt for the trip and stuff like that. So, but these super chats obviously go a long way towards that. All right, what do we got here, Kale? How many do we have?
50.
50.
50?
You want to divvy this up a little
Wow. All right, let's go. We got to go quick. I love you guys. I honestly, sincerely do, but we got to go fast on these. All right. We have Davis. He says, getting to see Jokic dominate all year was great, but it's even better that we had a place to share it. Thank you, truly, DNVR. Guys,
Davis.
our people, man.
Let's go.
I feel there's nothing better in life than, what is the like...
we got 50 of these, bro.
Wait, what is the Buddhism thing where it's like what you want to do, what you get paid to do, what the world needs, or, whatever. Like, I honestly, this is what this job is. Like, it's such a freaking blessing that we get to do this.
See in hell. Hey, get me a booze. One booze.
Brad says, a year that I won't forget, and it's largely part...
First off, I like how Vogt says, we should divvy it up, and then he left one comment in.
It's largely part to you guys at DNVR. I've always followed, but this year I was way more into the Nugs, and it's because of you guys. Thank you.
Yes,
I
Brad.
Literally no compliment you can give me better than that. My job here is to us. I'm saying me personally. I'm saying from me personally. There's nothing you can say more than that we made the experience of the Nuggets
Somebody
better.
compliment Adam's stupid haircut. See what happens.
You guys are the worst, but also the best. Justin says, great season. DNVR, I can't see him for a vote. And community, go Nuggets. Exactly. Give a shout out to the chat as well. You guys ride with us. You guys ride with us. We ride with you, big fellas.
Great playoff chats.
Great playoff chats, man. Even Warriors fans weren't too bad this year. No more Will Barton. Well, thank you for the money, man. But also, you're probably right.
Man, it's probably time.
Probably right. We'll find out. But that does feel a little bit like what Nietzsche would call resentiment.
Or what we would call 1-4-3 the fanism.
Horace says, hey, DNVR guys, I have really enjoyed the season. I live in New York, and I am definitely planning on coming down to Denver for a few games next season. Hell yeah! Nothing I like more than what people like. But they'll come here for the games, and then a lot of people have been like, yeah, I came in, I booked it so I could be there for 2 home games and 1 road game so I can go to the DNVR Bar. I was like, you booked a trip for a Nuggets road game? Like,
Happens a lot.
Happens a lot. It's
really
like, hell yeah. So we hope to see you for a road game. All right, here we go. Ben says, first year living in Denver and on Nuggets PR staff. I know this was the season from hell, but I loved it. Can't wait for next year. Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Nuggets PR staff. Hell yeah. Hook it up.
Our guy.
Hook it up. Get Yoke on the show for us, Ben Hawk. Get us Yoke.
Let me make things with
he's
legal impunity.
Ben's like, dude, it was my first year. You think I could just make Jokic go on your show? Think I got that kind of pull? Kennedy says, thanks for making this year from hell bearable. Yoke is an all-time great. Excited for the off-season content. PJ back to Nuggets confirmed.
Let's go, Kennedy.
Hey, he might be back on the DNVR Nuggets. We'll find out. What happens here? Ben says super chat. Yeah, let's go.
Super chat.
Yes, super chat.
Finally, a fucking super
That's
chat
what
I
I'm
can get
talking
behind.
about.
Yes.
That's what I totally agree with every word. Pavel says, super sticker 4 legends take Rocky a shot.
Zivali.
Well, I guess that's probably going to have to happen whenever Harrison.
I don't want to put words in Pavley's mouth, but we are legends.
We are legends, man. And he paid 20 for that piece.
Did you say
I
4?
honor it. But you got to get the apricot one that tastes fucking delicious. Salem says, you don't have to do it now. Maybe when Harrison calls. Please trade Barton, please. Can't wait for next season. Jokic MVP was the main win for this season.
That's
I mean,
true.
Honestly, it was. Of course. I mean, forget the Barton part. You guys can say it. You know what? Whatever. This is a safe space. Say what you want.
No, I get it.
Yeah, I get it too. Jokic MVP, you're right, man. Like, I always preach. What do I always say? Don't take this stuff for granted. Sometimes we took it for granted.
I think what you always say is like something about birds.
Yeah.
Next one. Next up.
I saw a 3-winged red-horned brick bearer in my
William
yard
Mitchell
this morning.
says, shout out to Sabonis' true son. Jokic is incredible, and it sucks that injuries killed the Nuggets. Y'all got next in a few years. Damn, a few. Also, thank you for doing God's work and embarrassing the Clippers. Well, you're welcome.
Can I shout out William? William is a Dubs fan that's been with us since, I think, game 1. Game
Yo,
2.
Really?
William.
Really?
No,
William is super respectful.
trolling.
Yeah.
Trolling. He's just come to watch the
He's
show.
a basketball fan. That's a basketball
William,
fan.
we respect you.
Respect. Big up yourself.
Big up. Respect.
Big up, William.
Respect.
What else we got here? Pierce, it looks like. Pierce says, great season of coverage, y'all. Vibes were
okay.
great at the bar all
Oh, they
night.
were
Rep
amazing.
Denver
Dude,
well.
the bar
serve you
was
up.
amazing.
My
tonight.
guy, 20-piece coming in. Hell yeah. I'm so glad.
that's a
Everybody
real
was
one.
at the bar tonight, man. Honestly. I just love it. I honestly, like, it means something to me.
A
when it
plus
goes
bar
down.
I hope I
crowds.
met
I
everyone.
tried to talk to everyone. If I missed you, I
Dev had
sincerely
a great
apologize.
night with the crowd. Dev got drunk. I'm just going to say it.
I love everyone. I love everyone.
I'm just going to pull the curtain
hate
back.
you son
I
of a
met
bitch.
some real ones tonight. Real diehards.
Yeah.
Oh, I love to hear it.
Yeah.
Clayton says, after the last 3 games, I'm at peace with the season. A healthy Nuggets win this series. Remember, all the Nuggets are good. Thanks for the coverage.
Let's go.
Phil. All the Nuggets is good.
Every nugget is good.
Every single one of them.
Yeah. But we do need to trade some.
Just like 1 or 2. But the rest of them are doing great.
What else we got? Jonathan says, thanks for everything this season. Nug life is best lived with diehards.
That's
It's
right,
so
Jonathan.
fucking true.
You
This
guys get
team
it.
and this community
You guys
is
fucking
everything
get it.
great about sports.
Jubilee.
Man, 20-piece. You guys freaking rule. I'm telling you. We love you, Jonathan. Evan says, $9.99. Thanks, y'all. The DNVR family has been terrific and has made me even more of a Nuggets fan because the y'all, is that what it was?
No, just the stumble.
Thanks for all the work.
So
Next
many
year, we're
super
coming
chats.
back and ending the playoffs with a dub. Man, can you imagine doing a winner's lounge?
Evan,
as the
we've
last
seen
show?
you all year, by the way, Evan.
No,
all
dude.
year.
I'm telling you.
Shout out, Evan.
Oh, he's been a homie, man.
Evan's a
one.
die.
The
Dude,
Lakewood
Evan's
office?
Dude,
dog.
Evan's
Real
our
one.
guy.
That's
see
a
you,
real
Evan.
first teamer
We
right
love you
there.
too, man.
Real first teamer. All right, what do we
Here's
got?
another one.
CeeLo says, 999, probably will be asleep before... whoops, Harrison's calling again. Let him hang for a second. We'll be asleep before we read this, but y'all are the best. Hope to visit next season. Nugs are dope. Future bright. Hard luck. Can't wait for next season, and happy Ramadan Eid to y'all. Thank you so much, man. Happy Ramadan.
CeeLo's another one of our homies, dude. Hardcore.
Another one, man. Hello. Hell yeah.
Big up.
All right, live from a green screen in front that has Chase Center in the back. We've got Harrison Wynn here. It is the Winchins
I
time.
would have actually gone.
Wow, look
I
at
just
that.
want to throw that out
That's
there.
man, the lighting you did on this one, Harrison,
I know.
with the green screen
It
is really
definitely
good.
makes
I
up for
would
the
have
last
bought
one.
the flight and gone.
My goodness,
I
man.
I even put like the couple reporters down there doing the live shots, so
Oh,
it looks really realistic.
yeah, that looks so real, Harrison.
Nice.
I-
That green screen,
Yeah.
that green screen.
You're in playoff form.
Harrison, take us before you obviously get to the commentary here, man. Just what are some observations from the game that we might have missed?
I mean, this was a crazy night because for a lot of this game, the crowd was just dead. Like Chase Center was just absolutely quiet for most of this game. It was weird because it was a late arriving crowd, just a weird kind of energy from the opening tip. And then just the fouls combined with how the Nuggets fought, I feel like just took the crowd out of it. So it was just kind of a weird vibe the entire game. And then the other part that was really obvious to me live, like I couldn't believe the other like media people I was talking to after the game, and they were like, "Do you think Jokic was hurt?" Like that seemed like it was a legit question for a lot of people. Like it was so obvious to me.
Of course.
Oh, of
like
course he was hurt.
Of course he
I
was
thought you
hurt.
were asking like, yeah. I thought
No,
it was
yeah.
assumed. Yeah, they were. He was. Of
So-
course, he was hurt.
I'm guessing it showed up better on TV than it did to some people here. I mean, it looked like to me he was at like 50%.
Oh
pretty
yeah.
obvious.
Oh, it was pretty
It was
obvious.
pretty
I'm
obvious
surprised that
from our-
wasn't obvious. Yeah, he clearly had a tight hammy, but he still made some shots. But there were a couple plays where he just couldn't move.
Yeah, so I mean, that game was obviously right there. This place is definitely cursed, though.
This
Definitely.
place is definitely
Yeah, I
cursed.
don't want to. We're an hour into it, so we won't get demonetized. Fuck Chase Center, dude. I'm over it.
Ariana, I know you're in the chat. Can you do
Curse
some sort
it?
of like
Can you,
curse lift? Like,
Jesus.
you're in California. Can you beam it in? Like what? I don't. What do we have to do?
You tell me this? Because you're talking to all of the. Is this what is going on here? Oh, you're going over that side. Can you tell us just like what was the mood or what was the perspective of Jokic from the media in this one? Like, what were they saying about the series, but the game and all of that stuff for him specifically?
I think just like the guy's a freaking beast. I think that is the overarching message. I mean, tonight was just like a microcosm of the season. Him on one leg, just keeping the Nuggets alive in the fourth quarter somehow, some way.
Yeah.
I think definitely he gained a lot of fans in the Bay this series for sure. I mean, if you're a Warriors fan, I think you definitely walk out of this game with a newfound respect for him. If you're a Warriors media member, I'm sure you do as well. Particularly, combined with what Draymond had to say about him after the game. I just think his respect level, his Q score probably went way up.
I know. We'll get to some of Draymond's comments, but all right, let's go to the locker room here. Let's hear from Michael Malone.
Yeah, well, of course, Michael Malone was incredibly proud of his team. That's how he put it. He said, look, it's hard to find a silver lining because we lost 4-1. We didn't win the series. But, as a head coach, I couldn't be more proud of a group and a group that could have rolled over after that third game. But they fought, they fought to extend the series, and they really made Golden State give it everything they had. Golden State, they were pushed to the limit tonight.
Yeah, they were.
They were pushed to the limit against an undermanned Warriors team with Nikola Jokic playing on one leg.
Right.
So he was really proud about that. Malone said going into the game, Jokic was battling a hamstring. He said his hamstring was really tight before the game even tipped off. So he was dealing with that. And he also said it was that combined with just the cumulative toll of the bubble last season, this season. He felt like everything has been adding up. And, that fatigue was obviously evident tonight.
Yeah. I think the Warriors were fatigued tonight too, though, man. Like, to be honest with you, they looked really exhausted.
Yeah, for sure. I asked him about Nikola, just throughout this season, has he been able to tell, just the burden that he's carried? Has he been able to tell if that's weighed on him? And Malone was like, honestly, no. It's not in his nature. I haven't noticed any difference in him, which I just think is
generational.
It's crazy. That's true, but it's crazy that it is.
Generational.
He goes, was he tasked with a tremendous amount of responsibility? Yes, he was. But I think all the guys in that locker room tried their best to help him through it. And then he was 48 wins for this team. That's a special number considering the injuries we had and everything we had to go through. And I definitely agree.
Yeah.
He was asked about DeMarcus Cousins, who is probably the Nuggets, maybe second best player tonight.
Yeah, man.
And if he wants him back next season, obviously the answer is yes. I'm sure Malone would love to have him back next season. He didn't say that explicitly, but Malone said he's going to go to a private island in the South Pacific and drink some Mai Tais and think about this season.
I love Mai Tais.
Just come to the DNVR bar, bro.
Does he want me to come? Did you ask him
that?
that?
Oh, my God. Can you imagine?
Did he has there an extra seat on the yacht for us? Or?
Hey, Michael. Big Mai Tai guy myself.
Mai Tai guy.
I feel like he would like drinking with me, man.
Yeah.
I feel like he would.
Does he know that my name is
We would learn from each other.
And that I'm
totally,
Irish
man.
and I'm from New Jersey? Just slip it in if you get a chance.
Malone was talking about Aaron Gordon and how he bounced back over the latter portion of this series. Malone said Gordon was really hard on himself when we left San Francisco after Game 2. He was really, really hard on himself. He realized in Game 1 and Game 2 he didn't have the performance or the impact that he wanted to. It wasn't up to his standard. And he said in Games 3, 4, and 5 he felt Aaron Gordon was the Aaron Gordon we need for the next 3-4 years as we make our run to a championship. He said an aggressive Aaron Gordon, a physical Aaron Gordon, the guy we saw late in this series, that's who we need to reach to the top.
Yeah, strong agree.
Yeah. And then, finally, like a lot of the talk about this team nationally is just going to be about what are they going to look like next season. So Malone fielded a lot of questions about that. All the players did as well. And, of course, the sentiment is, next year is obviously going to be our year. We could do a lot of special things, but I feel like for a lot of guys, it's tough to think about that when you still have the stench of this game that's wearing off.
Yeah.
We're dealing with the stench of this game up here.
It
might be Dev. It might be Dev.
It might be Dev, yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Soured.
I can go to Aaron Gordon.
Okay.
I thought Aaron had some interesting things to say tonight. He said the biggest thing he learned from this series is that, look, we can't ease our way into series. We've got to play like we have our backs against the wall from the start. And it's funny hearing that from him because he wasn't on the bubble teams that obviously eased their way into series and started playing up to their potential when their backs were against the wall. Gordon just on this year, he said he figured out a new way to play on the defensive end. And then offensively, he says he feels like he realized this year that nobody could stop him when he really put his head down and wanted to get to the rim. He said he did that in the first half. In the second half, he went away from that, and it showed. And this is probably the most interesting thing Aaron Gordon said tonight. He was asked about what his offseason focus is. And he said, his focus this offseason is going to be to work smarter, not harder. He said he plans to study a lot of film and become a student of the game. His goal is to raise his basketball IQ. He goes, I'm playing with Jokic, one of the smartest basketball players in the world. I've got to raise my basketball IQ to help him. I've got to become more of a student of the game. I've relied on my natural talent.
This is a really interesting comment.
The cerebral part of my game so far.
I wonder how you work on that. That's a really interesting thing. Yeah, that'd be a good follow-up for the exit interview.
Lift weights with your brain.
Yeah, but also, I just love hearing it. I do think that has to be coming from somewhere, right? And maybe it's just internal, but I have to imagine there's something to where it was it became evident this year that he's leaving something on the table, and
that's what I mean, man. That's what I meant about the lessons learned from this series for AJ. I walk away from this believing in Aaron Gordon more than I did to start, for sure.
And I like rooting for him, too.
Me
some
too.
of this is just do you like rooting for the guy? And I do, man.
Dude, just talking to him in practice, and Wind, you were there, too, that last time. All business. I just think this is a guy that this series in particular, something clicked for him where here's where I'm good. Here's where I need to get better. Here's what it means to compete.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, what else, Wind?
Yeah. We talked to Nikola, of course, and, he was asked about the hamstring. He didn't really expand on it that much, of course. He said on one jump, he felt a little weird after just jumping once in the game. I don't think he said exactly when, but it was definitely in the first half. He said he jumped and it felt a little different, just a weird feeling, he said.
On the broadcast, they showed the little floater that he had that was the most off-balance floater, but he made it. They showed him grabbing it after that one, so I think it was that play. And it might have been the first half, but I think it was actually very, 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 very early in the third quarter. But I could be wrong on that. I could be wrong.
Didn't Malone say it was tight coming into the game, Harrison? I thought I saw that on the internet.
Yeah, I just said that, but he definitely aggravated it at some point.
Okay, sorry, missed that. Yeah.
Okay.
Couple of drinks deep, Harrison. It's been a long season.
I'm curious what your thoughts were from the game tonight.
Yeah.
No, shut it. Keep going, Harrison. Keep going.
Do you want a rundown on the media meal at the?
Hell yeah, dude! Finally,
absolutely.
Give us something good for once.
Okay, the salad bar was pretty good tonight.
Poppin'. What was the base?
Build your own sandwich station was good.
Now we're talking about language.
Oh, wow. Let's go. Dude, hold on. Salad. Yeah. Are we talking
Did you go clubbing?
Romaine or iceberg on
You guys
the
are the
salad
worst.
options?
What was the weather like?
Absolute-
in San
absolute
Francisco?
worst.
Actually, both. You had Romaine or iceberg.
All right.
Shit!
All right, back on
Let's
track.
go.
Get this back.
Wait,
get this back
no.
on track.
Tell me about the
God
weather.
damn it. Get this back on
Tell
track.
me about the
what else we
weather.
got? Anything else from AG, or can we move to Yoke?
Adam's so business oriented.
I'm on Yoke right now. He was just talking about the game specifically. He said, I thought today was an interesting game. We were playing really good basketball. We lost focus in the end. We wanted to do too much. But after the first 2 games in this series, we figured out we could play. And, we gave ourselves a chance after that.
Yeah.
And then he got a lot of nice praise for Draymond. He said, look, Draymond's a great player. He said Draymond stopped much better offensive players than me throughout his career, which I would contend with. But Yoke said, I really appreciate what Draymond is doing for them. It's a tough position that he's in. He knows he needs to do everything on both ends. But definitely game respects game. He said Draymond, look, he knows the game. He knows situations. He knows the time and the score. Is it a chess match? You can say yes, you can say no. But I've learned a lot from him. How to get open shots. How to, if I don't get it, I've got a counter. So I'm just going to keep trying to play the right way. But he says he learned a lot from playing Draymond as well, who also said he learned a lot playing Nikola.
I love that, man. I'm telling you. Iron sharpens iron.
What about Romaine?
Nikola was asked about a potential Supermax extension this
Oh,
summer.
here it is.
Drum roll, please.
Come on.
Give it to me, Wayne. Give it to me.
I love it. Great job.
Hell yeah, Kale.
Hell yeah, Kale.
If it's offered, of course I'm going to accept.
I feel the exact way about Nikola's Jokic's hand in marriage. If it's offered, I will of course accept.
All right, here's the funny thing. I do love the idea of the Nuggets being like, I don't know.
Should we?
Should we offer it?
I don't know, man.
Let's lowball him. Let's
We
lowball
did
him
have
big.
to sub him out that one possession defensively.
Do you think Tim needs to make a call to ownership, or do you think he can just go right ahead and offer it?
I swear to God, Stan would never be able to step foot in Colorado again if they did not.
Stan, I'll fight you. I'll just say
I'll fight you, too,
I'll
man.
fist fight you.
That's awesome, though. That's honestly, I love Yoke. I love how every superstar, literally every single one, draws this shit out for the longest, and then they get a Rachel Nichols one-on-one to sit down to discuss it and this and that. And Yoke's the first time ever being asked about it, he's like, "Yeah, that's my plan."
He said it
Well, the
as
only
much.
thing that could delay the signing is just actually tracking him down to sign it.
Oh,
right.
We'll do it.
So
Dude,
true.
We will do it when we're there. Dude.
They will go out to Serbia to find him.
We'll
And guess
do
what?
it.
Do you
We will
think?
be
Do you
there.
think you can sign a Supermax on a DocuSign? Do you
Dude.
think you can do that?
I'm telling you,
It's a great question.
we're gonna talk to Tim. We're gonna show up with the contract in Serbia.
Oh,
and
if I
see
could hand deliver that contract,
and just
oh,
have him sign it on my back.
not even on a table.
Hey, Nick, this is from Tim.
Everybody always has that the signature in the boardroom or whatever. It's just
It's like,
Eric's back on some freaking barn.
Yoke would be pissed.
Horses everywhere. He's just like, what am I signing again? And you're like, it's the Supermax. Like, okay,
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, Nikola did say, he was asked about his plans over the next couple of days. Quote, I'm going to leave to Serbia as soon as possible.
Go for it,
Go
man.
for it, man. You
Leave
earned it. You
tomorrow
earned it.
morning. I don't care.
You know
Leave
what?
tonight.
Leave tonight.
Get out of here.
Yeah, you earned it, pal.
Yeah. Did you tell him where we're going? Did you just mention? It's like, hey, man, we'll see you out there.
You're like, oh, dope, Serbia, us too.
See you there, bro.
Bro to bro. That's
Oh,
my
that's so
plan.
sick.
I'll see you on the horse track. That's where I'll see you.
Oh, that's so sick, bro.
Yeah, I'll be the guy betting the ponies next time.
Oh man, I love it.
Yeah. I've just got some other scattered quotes here because we talked to a bunch of people. Monte Morris on getting Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. back next season. Quote, it's going to be like we never left. Monte was also talking about just his instant impressions from this game, from this season. He said, hell of a season, tough season, but we beat adversity a lot of the time. I felt like that quote kind of summed up this year perfectly.
So true, man.
Yeah. And the last one, I actually forgot this from Michael Malone. He said, during this series, and this is kind of on the theme of what's to come for this team, he said he couldn't sleep earlier this series, and he found himself up at 3 a.m. watching Jamal Murray highlights from the bubble.
Cool, I'm going to cry now.
Yeah, wow.
Yep, that's awesome.
That's not doing nothing for him. That's not doing nothing
Just
for him.
losing sleep.
Just making you upset.
That's true.
It also doesn't help this series at all.
The last guy I got stuff from is DeMarcus Cousins. Most of all, he said he's thankful for the Nuggets and specifically Michael Malone for giving him a chance and believing in him. And he thinks he proved this season that he belongs as a legit player in this league.
Yeah.
Agreed.
He was also asked, what does the future hold? Does he want to come back to Denver? Does he want to be a starter in this league again? Didn't really give an answer. Just said he doesn't really know what is going to happen. He's still kind of stewing on this game. But it's going to be a question he's definitely got to answer this offseason probably. And then DeMarcus Cousins.
Is that a
with some big
gunshot?
props.
No, that was
They're
definitely
probably just trying to get me out of this arena.
Yeah, all right. Same thing.
that was definitely like a stanchion being
That
collapsed.
definitely would have been Dev out of there.
And then DeMarcus was just kind of talking about Jokic and, one final capper. He said he and Russell Westbrook are the most disrespected MVPs in league history. He and Russell Westbrook.
Man, this is it. I've waited so long not only to group those two together,
Finally.
but to cape for them side by side. Finally, my agenda is thriving.
Yeah. But, I mean, Cousins is just he just doesn't get the respect he deserves on a nightly basis. He leaves with scratches all up and down his arms. He just doesn't get the calls he deserves. So I'm excited to talk about that for another year coming up.
Yeah, I can't wait for next year when the exact same thing happens.
The most disrespected MVP back to back to back.
The next two-time MVP, yeah.
And then finally, DeMarcus Cousins just talking about the potential with the healthy Jamal and Michael Porter Jr. Quote, the potential is scary. I agree.
All right, well, there we go.
There we go, baby.
All right. Harrison, anything else?
Harrison looking at the salad bar thinking, the potential here is scary. Beets, romaine, iceberg.
I'm just hoping
underrated.
there's still some beer in the media fridge when I get back into the press room.
Harrison, would you please get blackout drunk tonight?
Yeah.
We're definitely going to, so
Don't
you
worry.
should as well. We're doing it. Do it in solidarity with us and the Denver Nuggets.
And also, don't worry, Harrison. There's beer in your beer fridge in your apartment right next to the pull-down green screen. You're fine.
Yeah, you're good.
You're fine.
I got a 6 a.m. flight, so.
Yeah, sure you do.
Harrison, great work.
Sure you do.
See you when you get back, buddy. Get home safe.
That guy.
All
He's
right, before we
lying.
move on, guys, somebody I can't even remember the guy's name bought us this one. Jivali.
It's Nikola Jokic. How about
To
that?
Nikola Jokic to the 2022 Denver Nuggets.
the
And
diehards.
everybody, all the diehards, all you diehards there. Jivali.
Givali.
That one really is great. It tastes a little bit like children's cough syrup.
What?
It does. It does
Oh,
taste like children's
cough
cough syrup.
syrup.
It tastes a little bit like if you had Rocky.
It's
and
like
then you just
so good.
It's like if you had Rocky
It
and you
is
just
good,
like
though.
melted Sour Patch Kids in
I
it.
think
Yeah,
it
it's like
great.
really good,
It's
actually.
You guys are
pretty
weird.
good, guys.
It's great stuff. All right, let's roll through. We've only got 40 more of these to go
Let's
through.
freaking go.
I can't wait. So
All right.
excited for all of them. Big says, just want to say thanks for the season, guys, and thanks again for letting me on the show and hooking us up with all that Rocky in January after the
Hell
party
yeah.
bus. Hell yeah.
So great.
Oh,
You're
man, we're going to do
welcome.
so many party buses next year, like probably one a month. And by the way, my good friend Tim Conley says, hey, let me know next time you guys are doing those. I'm going to move you guys center court. So
What the
I
heck?
think next year we're going to have a couple of these party buses where the seats are
He
like
said that
incredible.
to me first, but
But he said it to you first?
whatever. I
Maybe
mean,
you told me
who's
that.
keeping track?
You know, my good
Who's
friend
keeping
Tim Conley
track?
says to me is, what is your name?
Is Adam here?
What else is going on? Trent says, Jokic came in with 6:20 to go and scored all 14 points. If the Nuggets get Murray and MPJ healthy and add a defensive-minded shooting guard starter, they win a title next year. Thanks for the ride. this
Let's
year.
go!
Crew. Hell yeah, man. I'm with it. I think they're going to do all those things you mentioned, too. That's what's great.
Yeah,
Fernando says, so proud of this
20 piece.
team and the resiliency they showed all year. We still have our Serbian god and greatest coverage in all sports with DNVR. Thanks for helping us get through purgatory this year. Love from your homie in Arizona. Hell yeah, man.
Means even more
Fernando's
that you're
a real
from
one.
AZ.
That's the realist.
Right
It felt
here.
right there.
Oh,
right
Felt
there.
that right here.
You felt
Really?
that right
Dev.
in the stain of rakia that's on his chest.
Wow. That's incredible.
I wish I could hang out with this Dev more often.
This stuff is fun. You,
Dude,
guys,
this stuff-
you
loose.
should drink more.
Yeah,
You
dude.
should just all the time. Joe says, Yoke solved Dre and the
Constantly.
Dubs, but ran out of time. It's like if Mayweather fights only went 7 rounds. Jokic was a technician missing his best tools. I love boxing metaphors even when I don't know if they fit.
Me too. I don't get that at all.
Yeah, but it's fine, though. It's fine. I actually like it. Joe, you got it, man. You got it. What else we got? Ben says, proud of the fight in our Nuggets.
Me
DNVR
too.
is an absolute pleasure in my life. Thanks for a
Mine
great season,
sorta.
guys.
It's mutual.
It's a mutual.
It's mutual.
Yeah, it's a.
My super chat would say, proud of the Nuggets tonight. DNVR is kind of hard in my life.
That's kind of actually
That's what you would say.
a lot of work. It's an awful lot of work. Happy birthday, Asa.
Sure.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday,
Happy
Asa.
Shout
birthday.
out
Oh,
Asa.
yeah.
Let's
That's a
go,
really,
dog.
I love that,
selfless,
dude.
Yeah.
super chat.
Dude, if we don't at some point get somebody super chatting us $5 and proposing marriage to someone,
Oh,
we
that would
failed
be
as a
that would
show.
be the great.
Yeah,
If you ever, man,
If you're not a coward, you'll propose to your significant other
with Adam reading it
via
for
our
$5.
super chat.
I just totally botched
After
it.
a loss in round one.
Astray says, better season than people could expect. We come back stronger next year. Maybe we'll finally get some form of damn respect then.
That's right, Astray.
You know, probably
Guess
not.
what?
Probably
Won't
not.
happen.
Probably won't happen.
You
Not
know
the
what?
first back,
That's
but you know-
fine. We'll just all circle back to this exact spot.
You know, my goal is for the Nuggets and Jokic in particular to be the worst 2-time Finals MVP. in
Yeah, everyone's
history.
like, oh,
I can't believe. Is he the worst Finals MVP?
What about the
What?
narrative?
He's the
It's
worst
not
2-time
compelling.
NBA champion I've ever seen. Matthew says, love you guys. Can't wait to see what you bring next year or next week. Hey,
That's right.
I'm telling
Matthew
you, man.
gets it
I'm
because
telling you.
we like to pretend this is the end of a season, but we will be on the show
Tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Then we also have
Probably.
exit interviews, so we're going to
Right.
talk. I can't wait to
Sick.
talk to Yoke again.
Yep.
The alien says, nougat.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, alien.
Shout out
I haven't seen the
Blythe
alien
Ball.
in forever.
He's
dude,
been
he's
around.
all over the place.
He's been around.
You're willingly.
He's a busy
ignoring
man.
I don't look at the chat because I'm hosting a goddamn show. I'm not over here like lost
I don't know,
all the
Eric.
time.
Adam works really hard.
I don't know if you guys heard
The
that.
hardest, dude.
You didn't
I
see
don't
the
know.
alien.
Oh.
All you have to do is look up.
Look up.
Look up.
And see the alien?
Alien
He's
and
been
hot
there.
air balloons. All you have to do is look up.
So hot air balloons are real. Aliens, are they real?
I think they're both the same.
Dev, I think next season's preview should just be you and me in a hot air balloon, just back and forth.
Holy
Well,
shnikes.
one of us might not make it.
Joey says,
Ominous.
thank you for the coverage all season. See you at the bar for the Stanley Cup abs. Hell yeah,
it's
man.
true.
That's
Are
right,
you
Joey.
kidding me?
True. It's
Also,
Avs time. It's
Joey,
Avs
if I
time.
think I have you pinned correctly, tell your girlfriend I say hey.
What?
Joey super chats me a lot to tell me that his girlfriend loves me. So,
Wow.
Joey, tell your
You didn't
girlfriend.
have
You didn't
I
have to
love her
explain
back.
that. You
You
could have
really
just
didn't
made
have
that
to do
awkward
that.
for all of us.
Dude, poor Joe.
Jahed says, love watching DNVR. Make some changes, Barton. Haha. And Nuggets will be monsters next year. I can't wait.
Let's
Ha ha.
go.
Ha ha ha
Poor Barton.
ha. It wasn't even that bad. To
Robert says,
Whatever,
thanks for
dude.
everything you guys do for the Nuggets community. Excited for the future. Man,
Thanks,
me too,
Robert.
man.
Thanks,
Being
Robert.
excited for the
I
future
did.
is such a huge thing in
The
life.
sentiment pouring out of the chat, like we're not good at emotions and stuff. But like
You're not.
I usually
I'm broken in a great number of ways. This is awesome.
Yeah, it really does feel good. Why don't they do this all the time?
I don't know, dude.
I usually
Amazing.
hate when someone has two first names, but that one was not too bad.
That wasn't too bad?
Yeah.
What was
They
it?
usually
he was a
hold
good
it.
guy. He
They
was a
usually
good
hold
guy.
them personally accountable.
Yeah, Robert George.
Mr. Williams says, first time super chatter, hell yeah. Great finale from the MVP on one leg. Thanks for the vibes. Had a great night with my guy, Dove. Also, producer is phenomenal.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
hey, Kel, you and I.
Shout out Kale,
Dude.
dude.
Let's go,
Man,
baby.
dynamic
Let's
duo.
go,
No,
baby.
dude. This guy doesn't.
Steve.
That guy doesn't get it.
Who's driving Dev home?
Dylan says, what happens next year when Jokic averages a triple dub because guys can finally make shots and the Nuggets win 55 plus games? Are you kidding me? The storyline I'm most excited for, I think, next year is Jokic being the clear MVP
But
and
not getting it.
zero.
We give it
votes.
to Devin
And everyone
Booker.
being like, well, hold on, I don't know, like. So I don't know. He's averaging a triple double,
Listen,
leading the league in
3
scoring and
times
shooting
is a
70%.
lot.
But we can't do it. We
By the
can't do
way,
it.
Joey told me she's gonna call me later.
Oh my god.
That's in the chat. That's in the chat. That's real.
All right, let's keep going. Tyler says, Adam is right. This team needs at least one assistant with some pedigree, and of course, sign a guy like Bruce Brown, Victor Oladipo, or Gary Payton II.
That last one makes me want to cry because
he
those
hit three
threes
threes tonight. My
fucking
God,
bullshit.
he had 2 games where he hit 3 threes. Unbelievable. Victor Oladipo, I don't think is the guy you think he is. Bruce Brown, like, also, like, come on, guys. I mean, but they do need a defender. There's no.
I get
what
they're
saying.
I get what they're
saying.
Yep. I get where they're going.
Honestly, it's probably going to end up being a guy they've never heard of, and he's either going to be awesome because Tim Conley always finds this guy, and we're like, who the hell is?
You know what?
Greg goddamn Winnington.
What's Shaq Harrison up to?
That would be the absolute greatest. If we were robbed of the real fix to the Nuggets'
We're like,
problem.
what the F?
It's the perfect player. It's like Herb Jones.
Just Shaq Harrison. Give me Shaq Harrison.
Steven says, breaking news, Jamal Embiid still not
That's
ruled out for the
true.
regular
No, I
tournament.
just checked.
50-50.
Thanks for the great
true.
season, guys.
50-50.
All-timer for the Serbian basketball
They have
guy.
not been
All-timer.
ruled out.
So true, man.
They have not been ruled out.
They have not been ruled out. David W. says, great season, boys. Jokic is God. Healthy Nuggets is running the league next year. What's up, D-Line? You're beautiful. I'm not crying. You're crying.
I am crying.
You are beautiful, too. And
I
I've
think
always said that.
David W. has sent $200 American to D-Line specifically.
That's my guy.
You love to see
sure.
it. That is your guy. Clarence says, proud of this team. AG gonna beast next year. Bench is much deeper now. Resign Boogie. Sign PJ Dozier.
Resign Boogie.
It's resign. It says resign Boogie.
Resign.
Resign PJ Dozier and Davion Reed. Thanks DNVR for all you do. Go Nugs. One
Hell
thing
yeah.
I'll say, everybody, like, I love PJ Dozier. One thing about Dozier, he tore his ACL in what, December?
Yeah.
Like, he'll probably be back in January. I don't know if you signed that guy. You might keep a roster spot open and add him.
Boy,
later,
I hope this doesn't come up later on in the week.
I'm just saying, like, a lot of people are saying, like, PJ Dozier needs some time to heal,
Yeah.
and I hope he does, and I do hope he ends up on
Could
the
be a
Nuggets
coach.
because I
though.
love him.
Could be a coach.
Oh,
on
can you
Malone's
imagine
staff.
if they hired him
I
as a
can't
coach
believe Malone
and
said
then
that.
like converted him halfway?
That guy's
to a
like
player?
26.
Would that be the greatest story ever?
He's like
We
20.
have,
How
like,
old is he? 24?
30.
All right, we
Super
keep
chats
going.
left.
Matthew says, I'm in love with Nikola Jokic. Already
Agreed.
thinking about Aaron Gordon getting dozens of free dunks in the next playoff series the team is in. No other notes. Thanks for the awesome years, guys.
Matthew.
Hell
Yeah.
Good shit, man.
Andrew says,
Oh,
Super Chat.
I love this
$10
one.
Super Chat, man. Best one of the night. Great Super Chat. Austin says, guys, let's leave the air horn to Kale. The in-person air horn sounds like Blue's Clues every time. I love when somebody pays us $10 to complain. It's like actually a good Super Chat.
I will not stop. I will not.
James Wright from Down Under says $1 for
From
every
Down
post-game
Under.
lounge this season. This figure will be at least 98 next season. Enjoy the Serbia trip, my beloved DNVR Bar. Oh, look at that. 87 Australian dollars. Hell
James
yeah.
Rate, my boy.
James Wright, man. You really are first team, man. First team. We appreciate it.
You know what he is?
First rate.
First rate.
Oh, got you.
Let's go.
You know what? Serbia this year, Australia the year after.
Holy smokes. And
So
then
it's
after
just like
that,
randomly we go to Australia just for no reason.
good reason.
We got a
2027
lot of fans down there. We're
Budapest.
We're like saving up for that Ethiopian trip.
Here we come.
Oh, man. Scott
No
says,
promises.
first time at the bar tonight. Atmosphere was intense, and the game was super fun despite the loss. Aaron Gordon makes me excited for next season. Look forward to many more playoff games in the future.
Look
Hell
at all
yeah,
this
Scott.
perspective.
You know what's funny? People
Look
come
at
to
all
the
this
bar.
perspective.
People come to the bar, and they're like, why didn't I go there more?
Yeah.
You know, it's always the funniest thing. Like, it's my first time. This is awesome. I had no idea it was like this. Like, what the hell did you think it was like? It's Nuggets fans going awesome. Everybody's in a great mood, and you just, like, make friends. It's the best place on earth. The best place on earth. I love seeing everybody here. I met a lot of good people tonight. Jacob says, should have sacrificed another bunny. Damn it.
That I agree.
Damn it.
Had Adam Mares killed another bunny,
I know.
Denver Nuggets
What if
would
you had
I'm
just
cursed with this gift.
What if you had not feigned kindness to this bunny and just smashed it upon a immediate the first time you saw it? Would that have been better or worse?
You looked in this bunny's eyes, man, and, like, I just couldn't. I'm telling you.
You looked at its eyes, you're like, I can't wait to set you forth into your
I
death
know,
tomorrow. It's going to be
I know.
great.
We've all been
Nature, nature versus nurture. Nature always wins. Big Honey says Nuggets in games 3, 4, and 5 went toe to toe with a healthy Warrior squad. Proud of the way the team responded. Can't wait for a healthy Jamal and MPJ
Look
come
at
back next
this
season. Nuggets,
perspective.
2002, 2003.
Hell, I have
season.
so much
Perspective.
perspective.
I love it.
I love you guys.
I love it. What else we got? Devil's Thumb, my guy, says DNVR thanks, fellas. And though he definitely played like a rookie tonight, I'm pushing for a secondary nickname for Bones. The Splinter, 2023. Let's go. Do you guys know what that?
I don't get it.
Like
Is that
like
bone related?
Bone
The bone
Splinter?
splint. Blown splinter.
Is it? I think it might be more of a Ninja Turtles one reference. You guys
Let's go to the next super chat.
Anyway, Devil's Thumb, we agree even if we don't understand.
Devil's Thumb.
Devil's Thumb.
What's the significance of
What's up? Winston says, sup, fellas,
So
long-time
specific.
listener. Thank you for keeping me sane through the season. Great game. Felt like the game shifted after Jokic picked up his fifth. I mean,
Totally.
for sure. I mean, totally
Totally.
did. And I think he honestly
Fourth
picked up
even,
these
right?
fouls. They all were in a row. And look, man, I think it was like where the hamstring was most bothersome. Just like all in a row. All in a row. What a bummer. It happens. Joe says, I'm grateful for this season. Jokic took a leap along with Bones. The past two playoff series for Jokic will be what the Pistons were for MJ. Love this season.
Chats
These
are
guys,
so good.
Your perspective on life is
I'm
just
like,
so great.
I want to hug all of you.
I know, man.
Man, that's given Vogt's current state, don't allow him to hug you. It's going to go further than you want.
Jesus. Irwin says, after all
He's
this,
right.
feels like the season ended
He's
in an
100%
honorable way.
right.
Appreciate y'all Serbia trip. Hell yeah, Irwin.
Let's go.
Very honorable. I agree. It ended in an honorable way.
It was a noble approach.
It was very noble.
It was a
man.
noble
noble.
season.
If
So
this,
noble,
if
you guys.
this season, it was like Rocky,
Oh, it's the
the
noblest.
Academy Award winning Rocky, where he just went
the
toe to
first
toe,
one.
you know,
It was
Yeah,
so
the first
noble.
You know,
It was a good
Whatever.
movie.
All right,
Good
next
movie.
super chat.
Good movie.
a little overrated.
1979 or whatever. It was a long time ago. Andrew says, glad we got Game 4 made this a lot easier. Great season. On to hopefully a healthy 2022-23 season. DNVR, Nuggets. Most important, Nikola Jokic rocks.
You rock, Andrew.
All of
You
those things
You
rock.
rock, Andrew, man.
Rock.
And
Andrew.
I also agree.
Andrew.
Jokic the most important of the ones. We had to get rid of one of us. Like, it would be us before Jokic.
Someone said Vogt wants to hug all of us, but especially that guy's girlfriend.
What a creep.
Francisco says, okay, I'll do it. Eric, will you marry me?
Wow.
Deb is drunk as hell. Dad would be proud.
Deb is drunk as hell.
Bet. I can't read because of you're hovering over it. Rest and prepare. Best is still to come. Go Nugs.
Oh, my God. Can I answer?
Yeah.
No.
Get out of here. What the hell?
Freaking gross, dude.
That's weird, man.
Freaking weird,
Just
dude.
met you. Oh, my God. That's so awesome. James says, thank you, Nuggets. Thank you, DNVR. Suggestion? Boogie changes your name to Draymond Green. All right. Why not?
He
Then
mean-
he'll
'cause
never
he
get
means
text.
he'll never get a
He'll
tech
never get a
again,
technical.
yeah.
I love it. That's
Just start
freaking
punching
genius.
people in the face.
I
So
can't.
smart. So smart.
He is playing chess out here. Dino says, underrated stat tonight. This was Cousins' playoff career high in points. Well, holy crap, that's wild.
Yeah.
Do you think Murray
Shout out
and
the
MPJ
Kings.
will be under a lot of pressure next season? I'm taking you out when you visit Novi Sad in August. Oh, hell, wait.
I think he
He's
means he's
taking
gonna
us
kill
out?
us. Yeah,
is he taking us out?
And to that I say, thank you.
Yeah, he puts us out of our misery. I can't wait, man.
It's a horrible
There's a
thing.
lot. Let's keep going. Hey, we're going to read them all, man. No, we're doing good. We're doing great, man.
Doing
We're
good.
doing
Let's
great.
boogie.
Oh, man.
Jordan says, Super Chat, immaculate vibes all season. Can't wait for takeovers and a healthy Nugget squad next season. Thank you, Adam, Eric, Vogt, Dev, and the rest of DNVR. Harrison, piss off.
Look at
Piss
that
right
billing.
the
Look
F
at that
off.
billing. The host gets number 1, Eric number 2.
Guess-
Let's freaking go!
Hey, up here. Let's go up here,
Guess who
baby.
got the lowercase?
A little
Guess
lower there.
who got
Let's
the
give it a
That's right.
lowercase?
Harrison's
Yeah,
not on it.
lowercase.
Harrison's not on it. Oh, my God.
I love this. Oh, yeah, there's no kill. There's never a kill. Felix throws $25.11, which I'm in on already. I'm already in. Thanks for all the fun this year. Please wish my son Asa a happy 11th birthday. That's the 11th year. We listen every morning on the way to
Felix.
school. I love this. But I also, apologize for the language. I
just-
whenever I hear that, Asa, happy
Yeah,
birthday, man.
We'll try
Happy
to
birthday,
stop.
Asa.
Happy effing birthday.
I'm not
Shout
gonna
out to the
stop.
children.
Asa,
I'm not
absolutely happy birthday,
Also,
man. That is
what
awesome.
is
Absolutely
the
awesome.
budgetary constraint?
What's that?
2511.
It doesn't matter, man.
that in
It
like a
doesn't
Moving
matter.
on. Let's go.
Man, happy. Honestly, there's nothing I like better though. Before we move on, nothing I like better than father son, father daughter, husband wife, or whatever. Whenever I hear those ones, I'm always like, it just brings me. I get so tickled at the idea that it's not just that they're sharing it with us; they're sharing it with each other. I think that's so cool.
Yeah, great.
I wish
next.
my dad would listen. I wish my dad would listen to the podcast
I'm going to read
with
these
me.
in the...
Eric doesn't like his dad, so he's ready to move
Yeah,
on.
this
Really-
freaking sucks,
Yeah.
It
bro.
really brought up bad memories for Eric. Devil's Thumbs Back. He says the splinter because he's thin and skinny and sticks it to you. LOL. So misunderstood. This is why I rarely leave the underworld.
It's a great super chat.
I love when they take on their name
The
persona. It's
underworld.
So great. So great. Francisco goes back. He says, started watching Nugs and DNVR because of FC7. I believe that's Facu Campazzo number
That's
7.
correct.
No matter what happens with him, I really love this organization. Spurs love Yoke and you. I'm here to stay. My guy! My guy! team. First team.
You know what?
First team all DNVR.
I will marry you. Let's go.
I was going to say, you should reconsider. That offer's on the table, man. You got to take it.
Oh, it was the 11th birthday. I get it now.
Oh, we'll never end. In theory, we could be here forever. Stray says, Draymond said during a post-game interview that it takes an entire team effort just to guard against Jokic. Someone giving us the respect we deserve. I'm telling you, man. Jokic, like, every knee shall bow.
Bend the knee.
That bridge is
Next,
cleared.
next,
man.
next.
That bridge
so
is cleared.
There's just the trolls under that
he's
bridge.
Just that
like
guy.
us, the homie says, Super Chat could be better, could be worse, but at least I'm proud. Can't wait to see you in Serbia. Jokic J.
The God?
Vogt. I think it does mean God. Jokic Ye Vogt. I think it's Vogt.
Fact check.
Okay,
us.
next
We
one,
tried
next
that
one,
We
next
tried.
one.
My Cyrillic, that's all I got. Mike Wilson, the homie, says, thanks, DNVR Nuggets, for a great season. Also, Super Chat. Hell yeah.
Mike Wilson, real one.
He is a real one for sure. First team. Joseph says, Smug Life will be back.
That's
So
right,
back,
Joseph.
dude.
Man,
So-
but,
I
we're-
just
but we
can't-
won't
I-
ever say it. We just
I
can't say
can't
it.
personally declare it.
Yeah, we can't. We just can't
Eric
acknowledge
is
that it's
legally disallowed.
back. We
I'll
think,
do it though.
Yeah.
You know,
He
I'm
will.
gonna-
He will
He's gonna
break the
do it.
law.
I
Game
can't
one
believe it.
next season.
All right, let's keep it moving.
Summer
Brian
League,
says,
probably.
here's to hoping Nuggets fans can actually watch this amazing group of
Oh,
guys,
my
followed by
God.
great DNVR guys and number one human MVP. I love this team. One, Avaka TV is your friend. They're also our like best friend. I'm telling you, we might have a DNVR channel on Avaka sometime. Like, I mean, what do you want? ESPN or DNVR? What do you want?
Next.
I can't believe you were this impatient.
We're like on hour 3 of the show.
Treeve says, from Denver but living in Atlanta, appreciate the vibes all season. Looking forward to visiting DNVR Bar when I visit home this summer. Yoke equals cheat code. It's so true, man. It's so true. I can't believe. Will you rewind our lives 8 years and be like, hey,
That's what I'm saying.
we're
man.
going to be talking about this guy. Like, what's he like? Well, he's 7 feet and he kind of lumbers up and down the
That's-
court. And you're like, all right, but the best passer in the game, probably smartest player,
Even
shoots
the-
these bullshit one-legged, makes them every time.
Even the stuff we hate, like the redacted FS1's whole bit. Like,
Yeah.
guys, we started with Kristaps Porzingis.
Oh, it's so true.
We are now to like,
Yeah, we're so
you
far
know,
along.
pulling
My
from
computer has
LeBron
died.
versus Skip.
We
You know?
burned through my entire computer battery.
We've come a long way.
I can't believe it. You can leave if you want.
I have to go to the bathroom so bad.
What else we got? Jordan says, my bad, Dev. D-line is 99% of the wardrobe top tier.
What does that mean?
Oh, no. You get out of here. That's not for you. That's
He does-
not for
he
you.
does
Why would
make all
Jordan
of the
do
shirts.
something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, why would he do that, man? Hugo says, Super Chat. Perfect. What else we got? Joe says, the majority of the games in this series were close and the Nuggets looked better each game. If I'm a Warriors fan, I'm embarrassed. They need Rivers to go down tonight. You know, I don't know if they're embarrassed, but you know what? They should be. Shame on you,
They did win
Warriors
in
fans.
5, but I know what you mean, Joe.
Shame on you,
I know what
Warriors
mean.
fans. You should be ashamed of yourself. All right, what else we got? Eggshin. Eggshin says, Serbian Seinfeld will come back bigger, stronger, along with the rest of his horsemen. Love y'all and appreciate the entertainment immensely. I love you. Look at that picture he has of the bird.
Like that.
Loved it. Everything about that. Chris says he gives us some pounds. So he's from London. Do you think Davon
You
Reed
sound
becomes
like you're from London.
Do you think Davon Reed becomes a full-time member of the squad? Love you, bloody lads from the UK.
Love you, blokes.
you blokes. All right, what else we got?
I don't know. Was that? I don't
What
know.
was the question?
Will Davon Reed be
I
a
was-
full-time member of the squad next year?
Man, it's a good question. I'll say yes.
Yeah.
I think he's
Look at
on.
that.
I think he's on. AJ Walker says, thanks for a great season, DNVR. Unfortunate ending, but break out those shades because the future is bright. Hell
Future
yeah.
is so bright.
I buy cheap shades. I don't buy the expensive ones because I lose them. Hugo
That's right.
says,
Me too, man. Me too.
Hugo says, my favorite moment of the season was when Yoke leveled Marquise Moore.
Fuck yeah, let's circle back to that one more time. We almost got out of here clean. Remember when he assaulted
Best part of the
someone?
season.
You gotta
Best
save
part
it.
of the season.
You have to save it because I'm sure we're gonna do a
Best
We're
of
gonna-
the season.
best of the season.
Now let's
That
circle
might
back
pop
to
up.
that one more time.
Remember when he broke his spine?
When he beat that guy?
RK Ryan Cottersburg, he put $1.99. He says, I just don't want you to be able to go home yet.
Mission
Hell yeah.
accomplished.
Eric, you hear that? You quitter? My
Yeah, you
God.
are a
If
quitter,
you ever
Ryan.
wonder,
You leaving the show early?
if you ever
Eric?
wonder, would
Shame on you.
You would never. Would
Shame
you?
on you.
Would
to leave
Eric
the
quit
show
on you
early.
in life? Would he quit on you? I would have guessed no prior to the tonight,
I
but
would've
now I
guessed
know
yes.
he'll quit on us first
I
chance he
would've
gets.
guessed it. Pull up that last chat. I'm gonna.
Anders in Oz says, thanks for the season, DNVR crew. For now, go Raps, enjoy Serbia, and then Mission 16W next year. Let's get it. Guys, This concludes what was a very fun night, a very fun regular season, an on season.
I love you
we
guys.
segue to the off season. There's no
And
shortage.
girls.
We're going to be back tomorrow. We do have exit interviews coming up. Those should be really interesting. I mean, look, we're going to talk to Tim Conley. We're going to talk to Michael Malone, and I really want to get their
Super
perspective
chat
on it.
somewhere.
Super
Matt
chat.
Moore is waiting on Marcus to finish.
Poor Matt Moore.
That's true.
Just drowning
That
right
is
now.
true. Yeah.
Guys, we really do appreciate you. We really do love what we do, and we love this thing we've built that now just feels like it moves on its own, in large part because you guys are awesome.
Because of you guys.
Because
And
you
gals.
guys. We are going to be back again tomorrow. We're going to be back with a lot of new stuff, and we hope you stick with us, man. We hope you enjoyed talking about us. Obviously, when there's a game as a point of reference, it's really fun. Like, you know what to do. But guess what? You check in with us every day. It's your favorite TV show. That's how we're going to roll.
We're not going anywhere.
That's how we're going to roll with it. So hit that like button one last time on the way out, and we'll see you guys again.
Burp, burp, burp.